Dear student, now I give lecture on key concepts for reliable operation, preventive and emergency controls of power system operation and control. The first point is balance the generation and the load. The load on the power system is dynamic and changing all the time. The production by the generators must be scheduled to meet this constantly changing load. Automatic generation control are used to match the generation with the demand. The demand is predictable and the load prediction is done to keep the appropriate generation and reserve on hand. The failure to match the generation with the demand will cause frequency deviation from the nominal value. The frequency increases if the generation exceeds the demand and drops if the demand exceeds the generation. Large deviations in the frequency are detrimental to the life of the equipment. Therefore, the over frequency and under frequency relays operate when the frequency deviation cross the preset values. This is the first key points of the reliable operation, preventive and emergency control of the power system operation control. Second point is balance reactive power generation and demand. This balance is required to maintain the scheduled voltages. Reactive power sources are generators and capacitor banks. The generator automatic voltage reactor controls the voltage level of the generators. Nowadays, the FACS controls are commonly used for reactive power control. The third point is ensure thermal limits are not exceeded. That means the heating limits of the overhead lines must not be exceeded. Otherwise, the lines will sag into the objects. There are many critical blockouts. Blockouts is nothing but the contingency which have the result due to sagging of lines leading to short circuits, relay tripping and ultimately grid collapse. The next key point is maintain system stability. The IEEE task force had defined stability as follows. Power system stability is the ability of the electric power system for a given initial operating conditions to regain a state of operating equilibrium after being subjected to a physical disturbance with most system variable bounded so that practically the entire system remains intact. That means we have to maintain the system stability. That means the power system is always operated in the normal state. We have to maintain the system stability. The next, the voltage stability is the ability of the system to maintain steady acceptable voltage. That means all the voltages are within the limit only at all the buses in the power system under normal operating conditions, that is normal state, and also after a disturbance. Any disturbance, after occurring any disturbance, we have to maintain the voltage within the limit. That is the voltage stability. The next key point is meet NI reliability criteria. The N is nothing but the number of generators. So, after contingency, that means after disturbance or blockout occurs in the power system, the operators must access the health of the power system in the eventually of another contingency and take suitable control action to maintain system security if we are to occur only. The next key point is plan, design and maintain to operate reliability. That means the planning, design and maintenance should be such that the system should be operated reliably and within the safe limits at all times. That means if the 400 voltage power system means we have to maintain the 400 voltage. If we have to maintain 50 hertz means the 50 hertz is the frequency of the power system means we have to maintain the 50 hertz. then only we have to maintain the reliability. Then for emergencies. In spite of the planning and good design, emergencies such as weather fluctuations, operator error, software failure, equipment failure, etc. can occur. Under these emergency conditions, we have to take the emergency control actions and maintain the power system in the normal state only. Then next, energy management center. In energy management systems are an important function for the reliable and efficient operation of the power system. The information from the power system is read through remote terminal unit, that is RTU, an integral part SCADA to an energy management system or energy control center ECC. The first one is energy management system consists of both hardware and software only. The hardware parts is nothing but remote terminal unit, intelligent electronic device, computer networking, etc. The software parts are application programs for network analysis of the power system. In energy management system, the application programs are run in real time as well as extended the real time environment to keep the power system in a secure operating states. Energy management system is an integral part of the any power system. That is, it is used as a part of the substation, automation station, demand side management protection, and distribution management systems for renewable energy and so on. An energy management system is a system of computer aided tools used by operators of electric utility grids to monitor, control, and optimize the performance of the generation and transmission system. The monitor and control function are known as the supervisory control and data acquisition, that means SCADA, which is followed by several online application functions. Then next key points: primary objectives, secondary objectives, tertiary objectives. Primary objectives is nothing but security and stability of the system. Secondary objectives is economic operation and control. Tertiary objectives is optimization, operational planning, and maintenance scheduling. So we detailed studied about the primary objectives, secondary objectives, and tertiary objectives. So the first one is the primary objectives. The first point is the maintaining the power system in a secure and stable operating state by continuously monitoring the power flowing in the lines and voltage magnitude at the buses. That means we have to monitor the real and reactive power flow in the transmission lines and also monitoring the voltage magnitude at the buses. Then the power system is always in the normal state only. We can give the secure to the power system and maintain the stable operation of the power system. Second one is maintaining the frequency within allowable limit. If the frequency of the power system is 50 Hz, means we have to maintain the 50 Hz. If the load vary or the generation varies, automatically the frequency also changes. So we have to maintain the frequency within the allowable limits only. Then third one is maintain the die line power close to the scheduled values. Die line power means we have to interchange the power from one interconnected power system to another power system only. That means more than one power system are interconnected. Then we have to maintain the power. That means we have to sell the power or buy the power if any power shortages. The next secondary objectives. economic operation of the power system through real-time dispatch and control. The second one is optimal control of the power system using both preventive and corrective control action. The preventive control action taken place in the alert state of the power system. Corrective control action takes place in the emergency state of the power system. The real-time economic dispatch through real power and reactive power control. Tertiary objectives: optimization of the power system for normal and abnormal operating scenarios, optimal control of the power system by appropriate using both preventive and corrective action, maintenance, scheduling of generation and transmission system. These are the three types of objectives which are the key points of the power system operation and control. Thanking student for watching this video.